I am more of an emotional person than a lot of men, and I do think it's probably
Total distance 1 mile.
If I had to pinpoint it, probably because I am the only son. I am the youngest in my family as far as my sisters go. So I have two sisters, and my mother has always been a stay-at-home mom. So with that being said, I think that probably has something to do with it. And not to mention, growing up, my best friends were girls. In most cases, I did have some guy friends that were good friends, but I preferred the company of girls, and I had a lot of girls as friends growing up. So I probably contribute that to that. The problem is, when you are a guy and you're an adult and you have too many emotions, and with the studies and everything, it comes down to, guys with more emotions normally have a bigger heart. They think they can fix things. They think maybe everything's their problem. So if something goes wrong, they think, well, I must have done something, or I can do something to change it. And the sad reality is, in most cases, or a lot of cases, the person with the big heart, it's really not you. It's not you that exactly did something, and it's not you that can magically fix something. Obviously, you can help situations. You can obviously make things better, and you can make things worse. But people like me take offense to a lot of things. And even if someone means an offense towards us, we shouldn't take offense to it. Now, as I've been on social media, I really don't take much offense anymore towards strangers in the outside world. Whatever they say, I don't really care too much, if it's negative. But people close to me or people in my life, I tend to wonder, worry, assume, think I did something wrong, or think something's wrong, even if it's not, or even if it is. My problem is, a lot of times when I feel something, so when I feel like something's different, something's wrong, a lot of times when I press the issue in just the general area of my life, something actually is. Something comes out or something comes up after I push on it. So I think that doesn't help me specifically with emotions, because if a lot of times my feeling of something not being right or something being wrong or something's going on, and I push it, and a lot of times there is something, but I only find out, or it comes out after I push and push and push, I think that messes me up even more, because then there are times that I have that feeling, and I don't think there's really generally anything wrong or anything like that, but I have that feeling, and because of past situations with those feelings, I tend to push, and if there's generally nothing wrong in my life, my inner circle, well, then I make things worse in some ways by pushing, because nobody wants to, someone to constantly say, hey, how's things going, or things good and stuff like that. So I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff that you have to work on and figure out. Good morning.
Morning.
So we'll have to see with time, but You know, it's one of those things that, I don't know, you know, people say it's good to have a big heart. People say, you know, it's good to have emotions. And a lot of women say, well, they wish their husband had some emotion. You know, a lot of women over the years that I've come across, you know, something dropped in my hair, have said that having emotion is good. It shows that you care and all this stuff. But while I tend to agree with that, I do think that it's also a curse, because coming from somebody that can be a little too emotional, you know, I don't know, it's a slippery slope, because if you're not emotional, then you're not caring about the needs of others. And if you're not emotional, you're not really connected to, you know, life or problems. But on the other hand, being too emotional, number one, that's probably annoying. Number two, I'm sure that doesn't, I don't know. From a guy perspective, I'm sure, I can only come across from a guy perspective, even though I had 2 sisters. From a young age, I've pretty much learned everything you can know about girls, and maybe that's a curse. But from a guy's perspective, an overly emotional girl is annoying. So I can only imagine a guy who has more emotions than less is probably annoying, which is probably why, or one reason why, a lot of girls like bad guys. Generally bad guys don't care. Like, if you text a bad guy back or not, and a lot of times he doesn't care unless you're in a relationship with him and he's controlling. Then he'll constantly be trying to text you left and right, saying, where are you at? What's going on in this stuff? But generally, bad guys, they don't care if you're hurt. They don't care. So, I don't know. Just some thoughts on my walk today. So, I am working on myself to be less emotional. So undoing 34 years of learning. I wish I had a brother. I really wish I grew up with a brother. I think a lot of my life would have turned out different if I had a brother. Now, that's not to say I'm not glad for my sisters at all. Especially my one sister. She was kind of like a brother, because we would play video games together. We would do stuff outside together. So that probably adds to it, because I was closer to my one sister, and we did a lot of stuff together. So that probably didn't help my emotions. You know, being good friends with a girl all day, every day, aka sister. But, you know, we all have things we need to work on. And I think the best thing in life is when you can acknowledge something. So I'm too emotional for a guy, and I think I can always fix anything, because a lot of things in my life I can fix when they're in my control. You know? So, and a lot of things are in our control in life. So I think I can fix things when sometimes there's nothing I've done wrong. There's nothing I can do. So I have to wait on the Lord and wait on those other people to fix themselves, and hope that they fix themselves with Christ. You know? So I have to learn that. I also have to stop And it's not people pleasing. It's not, I wouldn't say I'm a people pleaser to the full extent of a people pleaser, but I have to stop always being there for people all the time. So I'm the kind of person that, and the best way to explain what I mean by that is, let's say in relationships, I'm always saying, hey, you know, like if we go out to buy something, I say, oh, if you, whatever you want, just, you can get it. Or, where do you want to go to eat? We'll do, you know, what do you want to do? Let's do that. Or, basically, I'm too, is it nice? I don't know. No, I'm too good. I'm too much of a good guy. Because I'll always say, you know, if I think something's wrong or if I notice someone down, I'll be always like, everything okay? Sometimes I think that can be so bad, because just let people on their own say if something's wrong. You know, a lot of times when you are the kind of person like me that is always there, that's what I'm getting at, is always there when you need them, especially in a relationship. And I've been this way a lot of times in most of my relationships, is when they need you, you're there. You're always there. And you're always there to comfort them, but you're always there also, you know, it's a double-edged sword, because if you're always there, then you, as that kind of person, then you're always feeling like, okay, you know, is there something I can do? Did I do something wrong? And yada yada. And I think sometimes, and depending on the situation and scenario, I think sometimes you can't always be right there. You can't always be, you know, here, let me clean up after your mess, or, you know, here, let me do this, or like, you can't always be doing that. I think it's healthy for other people to ask of you things instead of, because a lot of times people don't even have to ask of me of something. I would just do it automatically. Like, I would just do it automatically. And I think that can be bad. I think that's, you know, a little too much when you're always doing that. So there's a lot of things that I need to change in my life, just to be a better person. And that's the problem. I am a very good person. I do have a really good heart. I care too much, which becomes a problem, because when you care too much about something, it actually harms whatever you're caring about. You know, there's something in life about, you know, the mystery. And when you care too much about something, it just, it takes away. It's good to be a good man, but it's very bad to be an overly good man. And that's what I'm learning in life. It's good to be a good man with strong morals and strong boundaries, a loyal man who is always there for the person in their life. But it is very, very, very bad to be an extremely good guy who's over there, who's over the top on all those things, because too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and it is so true. It's okay if you want to have McDonald's from time to time, but if you have McDonald's every single day, it's bad. Just like if you eat a lot of salad every single meal, every single day, it's bad for you, because salad often takes a lot more time to digest. So while salad is good, it can help you lose weight, it's healthier than, say, McDonald's. If you eat salads every single day, for every meal, your body's gonna have a hard time processing it, and it's not gonna be good for your internals over the long run. The same goes in life, in relationships, in friendships. When you are too much of a good thing, When you are too there, it becomes a problem. And the problem with me is I've always been way over the top on those things. It's a problem. I've always been that way. And then my emotions have always been too much. So something I'm working on. And I can relate it back to, you know, some of my very first girlfriends I've ever been with. You know, I let my emotions get the best of me. I overreact based on those emotions, and then oftentimes it causes more harm than good, even though I'm generally a good person in all that I do and all that I want in life. I am a good person, but being too good is not a good thing. This is why girls like bad guys. Girls don't genuinely want to be with a guy who's a jerk. You know, it's that clear. You know, I don't think there's a girl out there that says, I want to be with a guy that cheats on me. Yeah, let's find a guy who's going to cheat on me. I don't think there's a girl out there that's going to say, yeah, let me find a guy that's abusive. Let me find a guy that hits me. Yeah. I don't think there's a girl out there that's going to say, yeah, let me date someone that sends me 50 text messages within an hour if I don't respond. Yeah, let me find a guy like that. The thing is, girls are going for guys like that, even though that's not what they want, because they like the other aspects of a bad guy. You know, a little distance. You know, he's a little mysterious. He's a little unpredictable. The problem with me is I'm overly nice. I can often be very predictable because I'm a nice guy. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a nice guy. It's just, like I said before, when you are too much of a good thing, it turns into a bad thing, and that's what I'm working on. If anyone has any books or audio videos on that kind of subject, like how to not be, I don't know where I'm getting at with that, like how to not be too nice, like how to be a good guy but not be, oh geez, a bee or something was coming at me. How to be a good guy but not be so predictable. I think, I'm pretty sure that you know, of olden days it was called stoicism. 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 Good Lord. Stoicism. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And basically, that's the study. And if you're more of that, it means you are quiet. You listen more. When you speak, your words actually pierce someone's heart and soul. It means to be strong, self-confident, wise, but know your levels on each subject. For example, not to be over anxious, not to be overly excited, not to be overly proud. Well, they are more proud though, but not to be over the top. Like, don't be too nice. Stop being this super nice person. Yes, people like super nice people. People like nice people. But when you are too nice, and you're constantly too nice, and you're constantly too predictable, it becomes, it's not good. So I know the people out there that are gonna say, well, just be you. Be who you are. Be who God created you to be. You know, follow your heart. Which all of that is great and all. But the Bible talks about our heart in a lot of ways. About the evil that comes from it. So probably following our heart on everything is probably not the smartest decision that we can make, you know. Sometimes it's good to follow our heart, but a lot of times, well, the Bible's clear on that. And yeah, it's like I said.
Total distance 2 miles.
So anyway, at the end of the day, those are things I'm working on, and it's undoing 34 years of things. And people need to grow and people need to learn, and you can't always be who you were 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Even, you know, again, I can hear some people saying, you know, be who you are, you know, just be you, which is great, but we all need to keep learning. We can't just be who we are and be us, because if we stand still, the world is going to pass us by both ways. We're not going to learn, we're not going to evolve, and we're not going to be able to better our lives. And that's the problem. If you stand still in finances, you become financially ruined. If you stand still in personal growth, you become stagnant and you don't learn. You miss out on so much, and it can hurt other people. So there's a lot of things that we have to do. So yes, I'm going to be me, who God created me to be, but I'm also going to seek to be the best version of me. I don't have to stand still. We all need to learn. We all need to grow. Husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, fathers and mothers, we all need to continuously work on our lives until the end. And take a look at the little kitty cat. Psst. Are you a tame cat? Or are you going to go running? Probably won't pet this cat. Hey, kitty cat. On life, why do you look mean? So what do you think about life, little kitty cat? You look like a lion that is waiting to pounce. Look at this little thing. It's like, hey, kitty cat. Psst, psst. What do you think about life, huh? What do you think about Yeshua? What do you think about life? You think I should just not care about anybody else in the world and just become prideful and cocky like the world? No, I don't think so. So, anyway. Yeah, so it's tough. 34 years of, yeah, it's tough to not overthink things, to not be overly emotional, to not be overly good. And again, I don't know if some of y'all are gonna even understand what I'm saying or coming from, because I am a guy and a lot of the audience are female, so it's pretty hard for some females to understand my perspective, because I often say, like, the stuff I do and how I am, I would be an amazing girl. Because, you know, caring too much, being too romantic, you know, I'm a little bit over the top on a lot of things, and I just got to tone it down on all things. So I got a lot of things to work on, and it's just toning down and letting go and going from there. So to end this video, thanks for coming on a walk with me, talking about just different things in life. You probably see a lot of guys, you won't hear this kind of stuff. Like, you won't hear them talking about how they're gonna, you know, work out to benefit, you know, to change their lives, to be better for them and other people. A lot of times you're not gonna hear that, but you know, that's me. So yeah, I think talking out stuff is also what you could call my therapy. So for musicians, their music is their therapy. People that love music, that's actually their therapy. We all have different things in our lives that we use as therapy. Some people actually have a therapist, because that's what they need. Some people have music, so the music is their therapist. People have Jesus. Jesus is their therapist. And then, of course, you can go down the opposite side and, it can go down to drugs. Some drugs are people's therapists. Some alcohol is people's therapist. The more harmful therapy things. But, yeah, so for me, I think it is doing videos. For me, it's a mixture of a lot of things. My therapist is music, vlogging, talking out things with myself, learning, growing, changing, evolving, working on being better than I was yesterday, while making mistakes and also learning from them, and also learning that I can't fix everybody's mistakes. When someone messes up that had nothing to do with me or very little to do with me, I need to learn I can fix their mistakes for them. So for me, it comes down to balance. That's what I need to do. I need to tone down a lot of things, especially my emotions. I need to tone it down, not take, when someone hurts me, we take offense to it, right? But I think a lot of times we need to just tone it down and not be so take so offense to the person or the situation that hurt us. We need to tone things down. And I think all of us can learn from that. I think all of us could really just tone things down. Just tone down on so many levels. So that's what I'm working on toning down, being the nice guy, just always being there. I need to tone that down. And I know, I can hear it now. Some people saying, no, don't tone down being a nice guy. Trust me, when I know for the women that have never been with someone who is just overly nice, always there, it can get boring and it can get annoying, okay? So I know it's hard for a lot of people to understand that, especially those who maybe don't have a nice guy, don't have an overly nice guy, or they have a nice guy, but he's just nice, that's it. To be overly nice is great in the short run, but not in the long run, because if you're always there for every single thing, things get comfortable and just so much more. So I need to tone down being a nice guy. I need to not always be there and not always be instantly there and present for every scenario. I need to, and this goes for everybody around me, I need to not always be directly there, because I'm the kind of person, and I'm toning that down as well, but I've always been the kind of person, you send me a text message, I'm instantly getting right back to you, no matter who you are, pretty much. Or if you send me a message, I'm put you a priority, even if I'm working or something. I've toned that down a little bit, but there's just a lot of stuff that I'm going to work on and tone down. I wonder what you guys can work on as well.